Motor Speedway. So many unknowns, but one thing we do know for sure is there is nothing like racing at Bristol. For Wendy Venturini, Kenny Wallace, Jimmy Spencer, and everybody here on Team Speed, I'm John Roberts saying thanks for coming along for the ride.
That was cool.
For the 7th year, the energy and enthusiasm of the most competitive racing series in North America starts at Sebring. The Speed Touring Car Championship is a street fight on wheels, and it's on speed. It's the 18th season of SCCA Pro Racing Speed World Challenge Series, and today it's the opening round of the 07 Touring Car Championship coming at you from a currently sunny Sebring International Raceway. That forecast is a little spotty. We hope it holds through the race. Hi, everybody. Great to have you with us here for the start of another great season. Dorsey Schrader going to be joining me up here in the booth. And Dorsey, long time since Laguna, October, and the end of last season. And there's always changes in the offseason, but this year it seems to have ramped up even more than normal.
Well, the off-season for sure is when you do all the development on your car. You really work on the thing to get it better. But it's more than just that. It's when the drivers go out and they cut their deals for the next year. We have drivers switching teams, going to different teams. And speaking of teams, some of these teams are switching the manufacturer, getting rid of the car they ran last year and getting a new car for this year. So all that being said, the 07 Touring class, I think this is going to be a hot one.
I think it's going to be a great season, and there's no better place to start than to take a look at the majority of the cars that make up the field in touring car. There's a variety of manufacturers, certainly, that play the game here, and that's great. The cars are allowed a maximum engine displacement of 2.8 liters, and they can have a variety of drive configurations, front wheel, rear wheel, or all-wheel drive. And Dorsey, I really can't think of a better place to start than the defending series manufacturers champion, Acura.
And you're right, the Acura TSX is a defending champion. In fact, Acura's won 6 championships. This car has a base weight of 2,700 pounds, has a 2.4 liter engine. That's not changed from last year, but what has changed? The transmission. It's got a sequential X-Track and a smaller restrictor because of that. Now, relatively the same size car, this is the competition, is the Mazda 6. They weigh the same, 2,700 pounds. The engine size a little smaller on this car, 2.3 liters. It also has a sequential gear shift. Now, the Audi, the all-wheel drive Audi A4 is the heaviest car in the field. In fact, it weighs in at a whopping 2,900 pounds. However, a 1.8-liter turbocharged engine coupled to that all-wheel drive system makes this an extremely potent race car. Now, BMW comes out, 325i. It will be the only rear-wheel drive car in the field. It has a base weight of 2,750 pounds, a little bit heavy, but a bigger engine in here, 2.6 liters, and it's been the car to beat here at Sebring. In fact, it's won the last 3 years in a row. Now, last year we saw the Dodge SRT4 turbocharged car come on, and it really did have some good success during the season. It weighs in at 2,700 pounds, maximum displacement 2.5 liters. Now, that's a big turbocharged engine. It has to run a smaller restrictor.
And of course, there are some other cars in the field, and a little bit earlier, our pit reporter Calvin Fish caught up with one that's kind of interesting. Cal?
Well, guys, one of the cars you haven't mentioned, but has certainly caught my eye here this weekend at Sebring, is this Volkswagen Jetta. The significance is it's diesel-powered. First time we've seen a diesel-powered, production-based car in pro racing here in North America. Very exciting program. To tell us more about it is Jim Osborne, driver of the number 24 Chili Pepper Racing Machine. Now, Jim, tell us more about this exciting project you have going here.
Well, thanks, Kelvin. This is an exciting program. This is the first time a diesel's running a production series here in the U.S. It's a great project in that these high torque engines with low revs will help us get out of the corners fairly rapidly. It helps reduce the wear of the engines, hopefully help us to keep our costs down of the engines, but also with good fuel economy, it allows us to reduce the amount of weight transfer between the race. The BMW used to run 12 gallons a race. This will run about 3.
Now, I hate to say this, but it's not only caught my eye, but also the attention of my nose. And I know Greg and Dorsey are going to give me a hard time about that, but every time you drive by the pits, I get hungry. Why is that?
Well, you know, this year we're running biodiesel, and much like you just said, I think the concession sales are going to go up. We may have to ask the track for some money back on that.
Well, a great program, very exciting, and it's certainly catching the attention of the fans here this weekend.
And the report is the smell is a French fries. And with Cal, of course, that's supersized.
Yeah, you want fries with that? Take a look at the track map here. We got 3.7 miles of wide open racetrack. And what I mean by that is that Sebring's a very big racetrack and a lot of room to pass. The only slow corner on the whole course is really turn 7, that hairpin, infamous hairpin, I should say. Other than that, it's going to be lined wall to wall with touring car competition.
All right, well, let's get down as you take a look at that grid sitting there. It's a beautiful one, and down there is Calvin Fish with a guy who is always spectacular at this track. Cal?
He certainly is, Greg, and Jeff Altenberg is certainly known as a great racer and cut his way through the pack. But today, he starts from the pole position, and qualifying has really been his Achilles heels over the year. But certainly right now, he's turned that corner, top 3 qualifying last year in the last 2 rounds. And Jeff, talk about the fact you've got a clear track ahead of you now. Is there any stopping you in this car today?
Well, I hope not. I mean, you're starting with a car like the Mazda 6 and the Tri-Point team, prepping this thing. You know, my stop tech brakes are phenomenal. It always helps in a race situation. You know, I'm hoping I can just stay out front. I got my teammate alongside, Randy Popes. If I can beat him to the first turn, maybe we can just check out and let the guys fight it out behind us.
All right, Jeff, best of luck. He talked about his teammate being over there on the front row. That's Randy Popes, of course. He's very fast here at Sebring. The Tri-Point cars worked very well together in qualifying. Will they work well together going down in that first turn, Greg?
Well, we're going to find out shortly. Let's take a look at the starting lineup again. Jeff Altenberg, the Mazda Speed Motorsports Development Mazda 6, inside of the front row. Randy Popes, second in the championship the last 2 years. He's so hungry, he's sitting on the outside. We go to row 2, a great story, one of the ones Dorsey alluded to. Kuno Whitmer leaving the Mercedes team that had reliability problems is now running with Real Time, the certified pre-owned Acura RSX, very slippery car. And third, awesome effort, he's joined by Seth Thomas in the BMW from Bimmerworld. We talked about BMW's success here. And last year, Seth on this race was spectacular. Let's go to row 3. 4-time and defending series champ here. Klein Newbing back, of course, with Real Time in the certified pre-owned Acura TSX. He's joined by Seth Thomas's teammate James Clay in the other Bimmerworld BMW. Again, very strong at this track. Row 4, Dino Crescentini, one of those guys making a move. This year, going with the Stasis Audi A4. He was fastest overall in the combined practices. He had a little problem qualifying. Watch for him to move up. And James Sofronis, very quick in GT Porsches. He's running the Global Motorsports Group Techmark BMW today. And in the 5th row, Charlie Putman, running and upping his game big time. A great qualifying effort. In his last year was his first full season of World Challenge in the Pesco Tyndall Motorsports Mazda. And Chip Herr, more wins than anybody else last year in that Audi, 3 wins in the Stasis Clear Capital machine. But Dorsey, outside of that top 10, there's some names.
Well, you're not kidding, because you got the real-time racing pair, Peter Cunningham, past champion, and Brandon Davis. They didn't get what they wanted out of qualifying. 1 in 11, 1 in 14. Nick, 15th. Michael Galati had rear brake problems during his qualifying run. They fixed that. That car will go forward. And at the back, all the way at the back, is Charles Espinlop. Broke his suspension, Greg. They fixed it, and he did something real smart. Changed all 4 tires, which makes him go to the back of the pack, but he only had to go back 2 positions.
Smart move, and he should be a missile coming up through the pack. We, of course, are going to have some great onboard looks for you, and they're good ones from the driver perspective as well. We have Pierre Kleinhubing, we talked about, the 4-time champion, the defending champion. He's the upper left, and the upper right is going to be the pole sitter, Jeff Altenberg, in that Mazda Speed Motorsports Development Mazda 6, and also the 73, his teammate Randy Popes in the middle of the bottom right there. Those are the 3 views you're going to have, and they should be absolutely spectacular. And the race is about to start. Remember, in World Challenge competition, it's standing starts. Incredibly exciting. A huge crowd here ready for it. When we come back, we'll take you to that green light.
Introducing the 2007 Cadillac CTS Bose Edition, complete with sunroof, Bose sound system, 3.6-liter engine, and wood and leather trim. It's everything you need now to play at full volume. See your local Cadillac dealer for this amazing offer.
And what you give is what you get.
You need to have the power to get out front.
Whenever you push the throttle, it's there instantly.
You can really feel it in the seat of your pants. Everything was in one package.
For drivers who want to get the most out of their cars, it's Bridgestone or nothing.
Maybe oil and water don't mix, but oil and blood do. Valvoline, 100 years under the hood.
Out here, control is everything. On the track or the road, a B&M manual sport shifter will improve your driving performance, delivering more control and quicker shifts with up to 50% shorter throws than stock shifters. B&M precision machined stainless steel and T6 aluminum to craft the highest quality sport shifters in the world. So good they come with a 1,000,000-mile warranty. For the B&M dealer near you, log on to bmracing.com. B&M Sport Shifters. Improve the art of driving.
Speed's coverage of the Speed Touring Car Championship is brought to you by Mazda, always the soul of a sports car, and by Can-Am. I Can-Am. Can you? And we're back. The field just about to take those starting positions for the standing start. And I said going to break that it's with the green light. To avoid confusion, it's when the lights go off, the red lights go off. Let's get down to Calvin with an update. Cal?
Well, these standing starts have always been the territory of those all-wheel drive Audis, but in the off-season, the SCCA have made a change. Instead of using 7,000 RPM red line, they've now got 5,000 RPM in first gear. They're going to look today, see how it affects the field as they head down to that first turn for the start of the 2007 season.
Well, that's true. Those Audis used to explode off the line, and they were looking to get them into the same range, 0 to 60, as the other cars. So that's the experiment they're playing with. There's Kathy Malik. She turns the board. We're within 5 seconds of the start. There are the lights. When the red lights go out, we are underway. Watch for it and listen for it. Down into turn 1.
Saw the Audi move, but he didn't get any position, did he? I mean, he just moved that line.
And look at Whitmer really looking to try and get underneath Altenberg into one. Altenberg covers. Look at the move on the outside by, I believe that's Clay. We're on board here with Kleinubing back in the pack just a little bit. And Clay tried to get around everybody going into one. Didn't quite pull it off, but nonetheless, a good start. There's the look back from the 73 of Randy Popes. That is, I believe, Whitmer right behind him. And they come now out of turn 3. A couple of busy little swoops here, and then that long bending high speed, and then a fast run down into the hairpin.
Yeah, this is the infamous hairpin just past the Mobilon Bridge here. You'll see these guys go down to the slowest that they will go on this racetrack, down around 30 miles per hour. Here comes a BMW up the inside. That's the car, like I say, that 325 is one. And contact.
That's Seth Thomas, and he saved some spectacular moments last year. I don't think he saved that one. It looks like he did a quick spin and got going again. Did lose a couple of spots. It's Altenberg, Popes, Whitmer, and Kleinubing. And already with that spin by Thomas, they've opened it up just a little bit. I think that's Crescentini in the Audi.
Actually, he caught it. He didn't spin. He just lost a couple positions. That's 6th place, side by side.
And Safronis and James Clay absolutely door to door. And I think that first Audi is actually Chip Hurd. And if that's the case, he got a phenomenal. It is. What a start by Chip.
The wiggle under braking there. They're just about to go onto the long back straightaway, and I expect that BMW Seth Thomas will start making moves forward. Oh, trouble here.
Contact between two cars, one of them a Tyndall entry, and the other Techmark car, Martinelli. I'm not exactly sure which car that is. That's one of the Tyndall cars. Could be Galati from the position.
96.
Nope, that's Charlie Putman.
Charlie Putman.
Oh, tough start for Charlie. He's going to drop way, way back.
Yeah,
right
that
now.
was not his fault. He got pushed into that position, unfortunately.
And Chip Hurd has worked his way up into 5th already. So after a little bit of a problem in qualifying, he found the launch. It was big time. Let's go back and take a look at what happened to Seth Thomas. Watch for it.
Oh, he's hit
check
right.
that. That's Putman, yeah.
That's Putman getting hit, and there's no question about that. He got completely railroaded there and shoved up into the guardrail. That was not nice. Another look at it.
Yeah.
The BMW.
One of the Techmark entries. Meanwhile, Altenberg and Popes, and it's exactly what we heard Calvin talk about. They work together well in qualifying. Can they do it in the race? They're not really racing each other right now. They're trying to draft away. Whitmer runs wide, almost collected Kleinubing.
Well, they were trying to work together too, the real-time cars, but Whitmer goes off the outside of turn 1. Luckily, does not collect Kleinubing, but that didn't help their cause a bit.
Boy, a great piece of evasive by Pierre Kleinubing. who truly is one of the great drivers in this series without doubt. Meanwhile, look at this drafting battle right now. Randy is just trying to do everything he can to help push Jeff and create that gap back to 3rd, 4th, 5th. Believe me, at the end of the race, if it's like this, they're going to race and race very, very hard.
Well, like I said at the beginning of the show, Sebring's a wide-open racetrack. The straightaways are very, very long, and drafting without question can really help your cause here.
And pit lane already busy, Calvin.
It is. James Clay had such a great qualifying run, qualifying in the 6th position, contact in the early laps there, and you can see problems on the left rear corner. Tire is flat. Team didn't have any air in the air bubble to get this car. They got air jacks on this machine, so slight delay. Should just be a change of wheel, hopefully. The mechanics are inspecting underneath the rear of that corner. It doesn't look like that was a huge hit, so hopefully everything's okay. They can get James back underway. Right now, they need a caution to get back in this thing.
Yeah, the only upside is that with that long stop is the fact it's a long track, so they may not go down a lap. Meanwhile, Putman in as well after that contact.
Yeah, he's got damage to the right door. Might as well, just not even mess with it. I don't know if it got on the suspension or not. Probably knocked the valve core out of that other wheel and flattened the tire.
Hop on board with Randy Popst. Again, 2 times a bridesmaid in this championship the last couple of years. One of the fastest drivers on the planet when it comes to sports car racing. And Jeff looking in his mirrors and knowing he's got
a good run there.
Boy, did
much better run.
Yeah.
Now he doesn't do anything. See, that's teamwork. He could have made that pass right there. Instead, he tends to just fall in and help push forward.
And let's go back real quick and take a look at that moment with Whitmer and Kleinubing. We're on board with Pierre here. This is heading into 1.
Everything going good so far, but he's got a little too much speed, a little slide there, and off the road he goes. Good save by Whitmer. Just got off a little bit wide. You saw the car just move a little in the center. That's all it
enough
takes.
there, isn't it?
Right there.
There's such a quick corner and very bumpy. And I thought a great job by Kleinubing sensing what was going to happen there and not getting caught up in it.
Kleinubing, now if Whitmer works with him, they're not that far out of this deal for sure. It's a pretty good race going. And there's the diesel. That's Jim Osborne that Calvin talked to. And it's smoking pretty good. It is a diesel, but I don't know. Doesn't look regular.
Yeah, well, it's been just a problematic debut for that car. They had problems in some of the practice sessions and the like, qualifying, but it is a brand new package that they've been trying to put together, so it's going to have some teething problems. Not so at the front, as Jeff Altenberg leads from teammate Popes, but 2 Acuras very, very close.
He is the heir apparent, the next great Supercross champion. And the face of the 2-wheel revolution. All James Stewart has to do now is live up to the hype. Supercross Dallas coverage begins next Sunday, 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific, only on Speed.
Most vehicles can help protect you during an accident. We prefer to help you avoid one altogether. The 2008 Lexus RX with 14 actively safe features.
Get big arms, a ripped chest, and cut abs with the Perfect Push-Up. The Perfect Push-Up works with the natural rotation of your arms and shoulders to maximize results and minimize stress on your body. With the Perfect Push-Up, your hands, arms, and shoulders rotate 90 degrees, just like in a punch. All the energy of a push-up is captured and transmitted right where you want it, to the muscles. There's no wasted effort, just muscle-building movement. And as your arms rotate, you feel it work in your biceps, your triceps, your chest and abs, and your shoulders. Invented by a U.S. Navy SEAL and made with steel and a ball-bearing movement, it's the push-up perfected. So here's the deal. The Perfect Push-Up is only 2 payments of $19.95. When you order, you'll receive 2 Perfect Push-Up rotational handles, and you'll also receive the Navy SEAL-inspired Perfect Push-Up workout chart. You'll be ripped in no time. Get big fast. Call right now for the Perfect Push-Up.
Call 1-800-579-3143.
Tonight on Speed, don't miss the Speed Report. Go beyond the highlights and beyond the stats. Get the why with the Speed Report tonight, 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific, only on Speed. And we're on board with Randy Popst here, and now looks like we're getting a little racier here, Dorsey. That's his teammate Aldenberg leading. Randy's showing the nose down into the hairpin. And they get through there nice and clean. Cal?
Well, one of the things these guys have to work on is the balance of the race car throughout the duration of the race. Typically with a front-wheel drive car, it's going to go more towards understeer as the race moves on. So the Mazda guys last year are really having to set the car up what they describe as scary loose, having the tail end coming around. So as the race moves on, they get more of a neutral balance. Talking to both Jeff and Randy this morning, they said the car is so much better, has such a better balance on the car this year, we can run the car more neutral to start the race with. So right now you're seeing those guys running very comfortable, but I'm sure they got their eyes in the rearview mirror looking at Pierre Kleinubing. He's going through his 5th Drivers' Championship right behind them.
Well, the interesting thing is we talk about Randy being second in the championship the last 2 years on the manufacturer end. Mazda has been second in the championship, and these guys, again with Tyndall and the other teams, really want to get Mazda this championship, so they're working very, very hard, and obviously working together right now, not racing each other, doing what they can for Mazda. And we talked about Espenlaub, Galati, and the like. Espenlaub, who you talked about at the top of the show, Dorsey, starting dead last, up to 11th in this field of over 30 cars.
But he won't be eligible for the Hard Charger Award because he changed those tires and went to the back. So he's out of that contention for that award that they give. But he's still very competent and very potent car coming forward.
Look at him bob and weave down that backstretch. You can see the second placed Audi in terms of the Audi runners, Dino Crescentini, just heading in to 17 there. There is a look at Espenlaub, and that gives you an idea of just how far up through the pack he has marched, even getting by Galati.
He still really needs a yellow to get him in contention, and unfortunately, Sebring usually is at the type of racetrack you don't get many yellows because there's a lot of runoff room here to turn around and get back on the racetrack.
That's true. If somebody goes off enough to get a yellow, it's usually a big one, isn't it?
Yeah, you got to hit a wall or something. It's a pretty safe racetrack, this whole racetrack, albeit bumpy as it is.
Good look right there. James Safronis leading this group of cars. Then Rob Holland, who was so impressive last year. Dino trying to duck underneath Holland. Couldn't quite get it done.
Dino's already got damage to the right front of that car, so he's pushed on someone already a little bit. Oh. Take a look at the right front. You see he's knocked in the headlight there in the front fender, so he's made contact with someone out here in his race.
And right behind him is Peter Cunningham, who, of course, a 4-time champion, won the championship 2 years ago. Here comes Crescentini down underneath Holland, and boy, he just went in real late, got Holland offline a little bit. Petey trying to sneak through. No, Crescentini was able to cover that, but I think Holland right now is he's feeling some immense pressure. And they say one thing about that car is right now, with that restrictor, Dorsey, it's not the easiest car to drive because it's almost like old turbo lag, and you got to time getting on the throttle, he said.
Oh, dear. There goes the Audi four-wheeling. That didn't help his position a bit. Yeah, the turbo lag, you know, with an air restrictor like that, it can't spool up the turbo as fast as it would on a street car. So you're sitting there, what happens is you're about a third of the way through the corner, all of a sudden the engine gets all that surge from the turbocharger, and it's too far into the corner to have that happen. So it is a timing thing. You have to go to the throttle earlier and try to just judge the improvement's going to come on.
And Espenlaub is able to sneak by Holland, so he continues his march through the pack. Meanwhile, at the front, order hasn't changed. There's Randy. These two still working with each other. The official margin last time by start-finish was 1.5 seconds. That's okay, but when it's Kleinubing behind you, it's not enough.
And it's 1.1 now, so Pierre made 4/10 on them somehow. This is the bumpy turn 17 coming on a long corner, totally blind to the driver. You can't see through that corner. But these two working together are really helping their cause. And you're right, Pierre Kleinubing's behind them. And if they weren't doing that, he would be up there in front of them. Here comes Audi again to the inside. That's Chip Herr. Herr moves the inside, takes over the position from Kleinubing. That's a pass for third place. So Chip Herr now up to third.
That's actually Whitmer, I think.
Oh, Whitmer, that's
the
you're right.
Canadian driver.
Oh, and he's going to go off.
He's wide, but all-wheel drive.
Yeah, well, that's the other advantage right there.
That puts him up into the 4th spot. And again, keep in mind, folks, he started 10th. Just wasn't quite right in qualifying, but in the race here, he's very, very quick, although looks like he's maybe run the tires off just a little bit. That car's starting to slide around a lot, even with the all-wheel drive. But he continues his march through the pack, but you can see the margin now between he and Kleinubing, the better part of 4 seconds up front. That top 3 battle is closed up by almost half a second.
Tonight on the Speed Report, did the car of tomorrow make the grade in its first competitive race? And with Mark Martin at his side, see the beginning of Ricky Carmichael's four-wheeled career. The Speed Report, 7 Eastern, only on Speed.
Introducing the 2007 Cadillac CTS Bose Edition, complete with sunroof, Bose sound system, 3.6-liter engine, and wood and leather trim. It's everything you need now to play at full volume. See your local Cadillac dealer for this amazing offer.
And what you give is what you get.
It has a 6-liter, 48-valve V12 engine with 510 horsepower. Electronic active roll suspension, custom leather seats with 6 levels of massage, a voice command navigation system, and it all means nothing unless you have the right tires. For drivers who want to get the most out of their cars, it's Bridgestone or nothing.
My name is John Cannon, and I can win the Mud Nationals Mud Bog and Motocross on my Outlander. Can you?
John Cannon drove his Outlander 800 ATV to 2 impressive victories at high lifting.
How far would you go to be named the ultimate NASCAR fan? Tune in as 4 contestants square off for 13 weeks and compete for fan supremacy. Plus, the winner gets to join the Speed Road Tour crew. The Speed Road Tour Challenge, Thursday, 8 Eastern, only on Speed. We are on board with Jeff Altenberg. Now remember, I mentioned 2 laps ago, that margin between Altenberg Post and Kleinubing was almost a 1.5 seconds. Officially, last time by start finish, it is half a second. Kleinubing
it's not anymore.
On. Yeah.
It's not anymore. It's about 2 car lengths right now. Pierre Kleinubing has been able to catch the duo of Mazda drivers, and he is the fastest car on the racetrack currently.
Well, and of course, he's close enough now to be able to draft with them, Cal, and he is making the most of it.
.223.9 was the lap that was just Pierre Kleinubing. That's up against a 224.4, so he's a little lockup right there. He's making up a 0.5 second a lap. I can't imagine that he's going to be behind these 2 cars for very much longer.
Boy, yeah, he just absolutely screamed up on him, and I wonder if that was when Whitmer and Herr got into their battle and dropped off of his tail. They weren't holding him down. He was able to just focus on going forward.
I think really what you're seeing is that the tires on the Mazda are going off a little bit more than they are on that Acura. I think the Acura's got right now, it's coming into its own. It's getting faster.
It's got good tires, and that X-Track gearbox has to be helping, Cal.
It certainly is. Certainly different shift characteristics with that, which should be a positive. But one of the things that you get when you change to that X-Track sequential shift, you also get a different differential. And I spoke to Jeff Altenberg about that this morning. He said, when we went through that learning curve with a Mazda, it certainly took us a long time to really get to the bottom of the handling. But Pierre Kleinubing, as ever, given his all down into turn 1.
Outside of turn 1, there's really slippery out there. And they gave him room.
Randy gave him room. And I will tell you, Randy is one of the cleanest racers on the planet, and he gave him room, said if you can do it, go after it.
He gave him room, and then Pierre gave him the bumper for a payback.
That was a thank you nudge.
Yeah, well, that was clean driving. I like to see that. Randy Popst is a very good driver and clean driver.
Now, if these 2 guys start cutting it up a little bit, Altenberg, as you can see, has already opened it up a little bit, and it all started. Kleinubing got down underneath him in 17. Now he looks to the inside.
Too far. Yeah, he's too far back to make that work. That's just more of an aggravation thing. You know, I'm still here.
Now, the X-Track box, obviously on upshifts, just the sequential, it's good, but it's got to help under braking, too.
Well, it's good all the way compared to the street gearbox. I mean, once you get the ratios figured out, like what Calvin was talking about, it's a far, better gearbox. And it's one of the allowed modifications. Again, like I said at the beginning of the show, though, they're running a smaller inlet restrictor because of that performance advantage that the transmission gets them.
2:24s by Altenberg and Pope's last lap at 2:23.7. They were low 24s, but still, Kleinhubing, the only guy that I've seen thus far to drop into the 23 range, and continuing to hound them here as we have completed 8 of scheduled 18 laps. But do keep in mind, folks, there's also a time limit on the race as well, and we'll see how that plays out. So far, no yellows.
I'll tell you what, you look back down the timing list, and Pierre Cunningham and Charles Espenlaub having a battle of their own are also in the 23s now. So it looks like the real-time cars are getting quicker as the race goes on.
Yeah, and Espenlaub in that Mazda 6 is similar car to these two blue ones here, just run by the Tyndall team, and very effective as well. You can see the margin now. There's Chip Herr, and there is Wittmer coming out 4th and 5th. That margin is about 5 seconds.
And you see the BMW right there of Clay in front is about to go a lap down. That car's had a couple of spins and some damage to the rear bumper that's not helping his cause either. I'm sure he'll let these guys go.
There's a good look at the young Canadian, Kuno Wittmer, the 05 Honda Michelin champ, which is a great series up in Canada for front-wheel drive cars. He ran the rear-wheel drive Mercedes last year. When he made the move here to the front drive cars, it was like coming home. And we want to remind everybody that 92, that's Stan Wilson, who's got a new team, Sorted Performance. He's the B&M Whole Shot Award winner, made up 7 spots in the opening lap in that Sorted Performance Dodge SRT4. Great effort by Stan, so congratulations there. Meanwhile, here we go. Those two Tri-Point Mazda 6s absolutely in lockstep, and it's going to be interesting when they catch Clay, because you know what traffic can do, as the old saying goes.
Well, for Randy Popes, you know, he's going to have to pressure Altenberg to get going quicker or make a pass, because if he doesn't, he's going to lose that position and get that Acura right between him. Pierre Kleinhubing is coming on.
There's the 92 of Stan, again, our B&M Whole Shot Award winner, 7 spots in that opening lap. A great job by Stan. Sorted Performance, it's a new team, and they're going to be coming online shortly with drivetrain, suspension, engine enhancement products for it's going to be Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep products, and they'll also install and tune them. So a whole new program for Sorted Performance, and it started off very well. Great battle at the front. Don't go anywhere.
The best damn sports show, period. Sports Television's nightly party. Weeknights on FSN.
Introducing the 2007 Cadillac CTS Bose Edition, complete with sunroof, Bose sound system, 3.6-liter engine, and wood and leather trim. It's everything you need now to play at full volume. See your local Cadillac dealer for this amazing offer.
And what you give is what you get.
It takes one amazing tire to make the pros of the SCCA Speed World Challenge celebrate like this. Maybe it's because the same technology used in our RA1 racing tire inspires advancements in every tire we make. From our high-performance Proxys to our open country truck and SUV tires. No matter what you drive, Toyo has a performance tire that's right for you. Toyo tires, driven to perform.
Ricky, hey, for the Go Green sales event, we want you to race over a hotbed of coals wearing this.
I don't think so.
You're right. Terrible idea. You're fired. Lots of other great ideas.
The Kawasaki Go Green sales event is on. Save big with low payments on new Kawasaki vehicles. See your dealer today.
Speed's coverage of the Speed Touring Car Championship is brought to you by Mothers. There's no shine like Mothers. And by Acura. Acura Advance. The battle continues very close. James Clay, they were able to sneak underneath them. Actually, James gave them a nice open run down into turn 1, let them through pretty much unabated, and so didn't affect that run at the front. Those three are really going after it. This is the biggest gap between each of the 3 cars I think we've seen for a while.
Yeah, and like I said before, Randy Popes has upped the ante for Jeff Altenberg. He's pushed him into the 2:23.8 now, so we're seeing the lap times really start to drop. That being said, the third place car is still the fastest car on the racetrack. Pierre Kleinhubing, he just hasn't found a way by yet.
All right, and Rob Holland, so spectacular last year. Cal, has got a problem?
Yeah, he does. Disaster here for this team. They had a pretty good race car this weekend. Rob is now climbing out of the car. Transmission shift is broken, so no way they can fix this in the time left in this race. So a very disappointing start to this season. This car has so much promise. Rob did a tremendous job last year coming on strong, and really looking for better things this year, but not today.
Yeah, two-time collegiate national bicycling champion, then went on the pro tour for some 7 years. Fell in love with car racing, did the Skippy schools, and bang, last year was really, I thought, easily the most improved driver. Just absolutely fabulous. All right, now Post is closing
No
it up.
wonder he pedals that car so good then. Sorry. Sorry.
223 threes, Dorsey, for Altenberg and Popes.
Yeah, they're going now.
Were they maybe laying off just a little bit?
Well, you want to. I mean, you want to try to save your car to the end of the race, and maybe they were doing that to some degree. That's the fastest race lap we've seen by anybody, and they both did it, 223, 391 to a 383. Kleinubing, though, is still not out of this race. You know, these guys are up their speed. We still have quite a way to go in the race.
So the two of them using the draft for their speed now, starting to use tires, and it's showing. They're going straight, but there's Kleinubing deep, deep, deep into the hairpin. He's close, then her and Wittmer.
He is the heir apparent and the face of the two-wheel revolution. All James Stewart has to do now is live up to the hype. Supercross Dallas coverage begins next Sunday, 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific, only on Speed.
The safest accident is the one that never happens. The 2008 Lexus RX with 14 actively safe features. Learn more at activelysafe.com.
Invest in the American dream. Buy U.S. land from USLandServices.com, the premier online marketplace for discounted U.S. land. U.S. Land is a buy-owner company that eliminates the middleman and allows you to maximize your investment. Don't invest your hard-earned money in the unstable and unpredictable U.S. stock market. Over the next 25 years, it's estimated that the U.S. population will grow by 82 million, creating a need for an additional 200 billion square feet of homes, offices, and other structures. Land inventory will grow by 0%. Rest assured in your smart investment in U.S. land. Buy U.S. land. From the ocean view cliffs of California to a mountain range in Colorado. From the magnificent Midwest to the sandy beaches of Florida. U.S. Land has it all. People have saved thousands of dollars by using U.S. Land Services and sold their land in just a few days. Go to www.uslandservices.com or call 1-877-424-LAND and don't miss out once again on the chance to own discounted U.S. land.
It's a race, it's also an event, and it's a happening here for spring break. This place is packed. You can see the clouds starting to build. We were talking about that. There is a forecast for the potential of some serious stuff, but right now it's hanging off, and it's a good thing because this racing doesn't need anything else. It is awesome. Altenberg, Popes, Kleinubing, and Dorsey, it looks like Pierre just turned the race's fastest lap last time.
Yeah, he did that, in fact, and there was a big hunk of debris right there at the turning point for turn 17. I don't know what that was, what car left that piece. Now, inside, Popes has a tighter line. I don't think he's trying to make a pass. I think, you know, he just liked that line better.
You almost have to wonder at a certain point as we're completing 13 of 18 laps, 5 to go, if Popes genuinely has a quicker car and a quicker package right now, will Craig Nagler ask Jeff, let him through?
Yeah, you know, it's always the same thing, isn't it? The team order is don't take each other out. But when you're racing as hard as these guys are, the reality is it's pretty easy to make a mistake and take both cars out. So you got to keep that in mind.
Randy was second here last year. Altenberg was fourth. In 05, Altenberg had that miraculous recovery from getting hit and punted on the opening lap, going to dead last and ending up on the podium. It was amazing. And a new fast lap by Randy Popes, 2:23.2.
So the gloves are off. Yeah, they're fully going at it now. Of course, we got 5 laps to go. So this is to win. When I used to race, the 5-lap mark for me was it. Take a deep breath, hold your breath, and go for it. Whatever you got, lay it down right now.
Well, it looks like that's happening because, as you said, Altenberg turned his fastest lap of the race at a 2:23.31, but Randy a little bit quicker still, as we said, a 2:23.2 with the current fast lap. Kleinubing at a 2:23.5. Certainly not slow, but losing a tenth here and there now, and you can see him starting to fall off a bit.
Yeah, Pierre just doesn't have enough car under him to run down these two that when they're running as clean as they are, like they are.
Again, working through some of these twisty
Bit of trouble
lock
there.
up right there. And Altenberg is known for locking up his rears. He's a great late breaker.
Well, the front-wheel drive car, you know, it locks the rear pretty easy. It doesn't damage the tire or even really hurt anything. It's hard to flat spot the rear because there's just no weight on it in the first place.
Working through Bishop Bend, heading into, I love it, Jean de Bien Bend, one of some of the great names of the great drivers that have contested here. Heading out for the Ulman Straight. And you can see they continue to draw away a little bit from Pierre Kleinubing, but a lot of room back to her and Wittmer in 4th and 5th. It's down to a 3-man battle. Might be 2 guys and their teammates.
Call Jennifer. Display map. 72 degrees.
The newly refined Acura TL, where technology enhances performance, comfort, and life. There are no boring drives. Acura. Advance.
It takes one amazing tire to make the pros of the SCCA Speed World Challenge celebrate like this. Maybe it's because the same technology used in our RA1 racing tire inspires advancements in every tire we make. From our high-performance Proxys to our open country truck and SUV tires. No matter what you drive, Toyo has a performance tire that's right for you. Toyo tires, driven to perform.
Yeah, I was just back there in the woods, came out through those pines.
There it was, and it just took off right back over there and was gone.
I tried to get my camera out to take a picture, but you can't see anything on it.
I've never seen anything like it.
I want one.
The world is advancing. Faster and faster. Are you in or out? Introducing the all-new 7-passenger Acura MDX. Technology takes it to a whole new place. Acura. Advance.
Tonight on Speed, step into the wind tunnel with Dave Despain. Don't miss the biggest names, the biggest opinions, and the biggest mouths all season long. And of course, Dave is on hand to fan the flames of controversy. Wind Tunnel with Dave Despain tonight at 9 Eastern, live on Speed. That show, boy, I'll tell you what, it lights some fires to some opinions here. And we've got some great racing here. Mr. Altenberg, Dorsey, has responded to Pope's fast lap of a 2:23.2 with a 2:23.1.
Yeah, he just took the track. That's not a track record. In fact, it's not even close to the time that the track record is. But it's 2:23.1 is a pretty good number. And they're outrunning Pierre. I think Pierre just doesn't have enough car, or maybe his tires, that launch that he did, I mean, the charge that he had at these guys might have used up a little bit more than what he wanted.
Yeah, he had a 2:23.6. Again, now that's 0.3 off of Pobst and a little more off of Altenberg. So they're starting to drop Kleinubing just a little bit. Again, he's a very comfortable third with about 8 seconds in hand over Chip Herr and then Wittmer. So you can see that gap starting to open up. And Randy, though, even as fast as Jeff's going, Randy is right there. We're going to see what happens. But, I mean, Jeff has always been very fast here. Not great, luck sometimes. But, Cal, certainly Altenberg has been very fast here. A lot of lockup, Cal.
Yeah, well, they certainly look strong out there right now. Craig Nagler with Tri-Point. Great start to the season. Front row, the 2 cars running up front. Any team orders today, Craig?
There's no team orders. The only thing we don't want them to do is to hit each other and take each other out. Other than that, they're running as hard. They're trading positions with Pierre as far as fast laps for the race. They keep going back and forth between the 3 of them, so they seem to be running pretty close. So Mazda 6s are working good today. We'll see what happens there at the end.
Any concern about Kleinubing? It seems like they could pull a little bit of a gap now.
Yeah, a little bit. but he's still setting fast laps, so I'm not sure what's going on out there. But, you know, Randy and Jeff are working good together, so I'm sure that helps.
All smiles right now, guys. Ways to go yet, though.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, Cal, heading into turn 16 to get that run onto the Ullman straight, Altenberg got through beautifully. Popes ran a little wide, and you could hear it. He had to lift to get that car to stick a little bit, get back on line, and it cost him a car length or two, and that's not what you want when Kleinubing is chasing you. But we're watching, and again, Altenberg, yes, it's an unloaded tire, but boy, he's smoking that one a lot. And at Laguna, a couple of years ago, he got through to the cords and ended up having the tire go flat. So you have to worry, be a little mindful of it.
That's the problem with when you start doing that and locking the tire up. But what happens after you shave it flat in that one area, every time it locks up, of course, it's going to be in that very same spot, and it will eventually go right through to the cord and blow the tire out. But I don't think he's in trouble. Not with 3 laps to go. He should be in good shape.
And this is the battle for 7th right now. Charles Espenlaub, dead last to 7th. In that car, there's James Safronis, the Global Motorsports Group, Techmark BMW in this one, and behind him is Brandon Davis, the young gentleman who was Rookie of the Year a couple of years ago, coming on. And by the way, does Pierre have something left for these last 3 laps? A 2:22.8 by Pierre Kleinubing on the last lap. So maybe he backed off to save things just a little bit and is coming on big time. And James Clay in the pits, looks like he may be done for the day. Sad story there, but boy, that battle starting to heat up again. James Safronis, the Global Motorsports Group, Techmark BMW in this one, and behind him is Brandon Davis, the young gentleman who was Rookie of the Year a couple of years ago, coming on. And by the way, does Pierre have something left for these last 3 laps? A 2:22.8 by Pierre Kleinubing on the last lap. So maybe he backed off to save things just a little bit and is coming on big time. And James Clay in the pits, looks like he may be done for the day. Sad story there, but boy, that battle starting to heat up again, and Kleinubing closing in.
Tonight on the Speed Report, did the car of tomorrow make the grade in its first competitive race? And with Mark Martin at his side, see the beginning of Ricky Carmichael's four-wheeled career. The Speed Report, 7 Eastern, only on Speed.
Roger, for the Go Green sales event, we want you to race this very special bike.
How about I just make a few sales calls or something?
Done.
The Kawasaki Go Green sales event is on. Save big on new Kawasaki vehicles. See your dealer today.
Hello, sir. Sorry to bother you at separate time. Hello?
For timeless automotive styling with modern performance and dependability, it's Street Piece. We manufacture the most affordable, most complete component assemblies available, so thoughtfully engineered even first-timers can build with complete confidence. The obvious choice is Street Piece. For details, specs, and info, call us now at Street Piece, 888-888-6645.
All right, go through the door. Go. All right, to the left.
You look like you're really into this. You guys want a real challenge?
As a soldier in the United States Army, you'll find out what you're really made of and how far you can go. Explore over 150 careers, help pay for college, and learn if you qualify for an enlistment bonus. Call 1-888-395-ARMY now for a free copy of the America's Army game and this new interactive DVD. Hear what it's like to be a soldier from real soldiers.
You ready to take this to the next level?
Call now to find out how you too can become Army Strong.
As they go by the start-finish line, 2 laps to go here in the opening round of the 2007 Speed Touring Car Championship, and Altenberg and Popes 1-2 in those blue tri-point Mazda Speed Motorsports Development Mazda 6s, and Pierre Kleinubing in the Acura Certified Pre-Owned TSX sitting in the 3rd spot. But after those quick laps, Altenberg just ran a 2:23 flat, Randy at 2:22.8, and Kleinubing at 2:22.7, so it's still close, but those 2 blue Mazdas are up front a bit. Now, take a look here as we're watching. That is Davis is coming after Safronis, but right in front of them, you see the green and white car of Charles Espinal. He has run down Kuno Wittmer and is starting to put some pressure on Kuno for 6th.
Yeah, that's unbelievable from dead last, fighting it out for 6th place right now. They're not running quite as fast as the guys up front, but 2:23.9 for Espinal, so he's not far off.
Good look at Charles and then Sparko Oakley Tyndall Motorsports Mazda 6, and again had a broken suspension during qualifying early, so he did get the good lap, and as you said, made the wise move to go to the new fresh tires and only give up 2 spots, and I think that's paying huge dividends in this race to be able to still be this fast this late after pushing that hard.
You watch Randy Popes get into the brake zones right up here. Watch, he's going to take some away. See, he closes in a little bit, but it's always what we always say in road racing. Fast into a corner, you're usually slow out. And that's what we've been seeing. He gets into the corner a little bit faster than Jeff Altenberg. Altenberg gets to the throttle earlier and pulls him to the next corner.
And it's been that turn 16 where the run onto that Key Ullman straight, that long back straight. They turn in here. This is Jean de Bien bend. Then there's this quick little left. And then the right coming up is where Randy, it's been like he's pushing a little too hard. He gives it up. This time he gets through very clean. And as they come around this time, it'll be white flag, 1 to go. Kleinubing is there. Officially, the last time by, he was 8/10 behind Popes. Now, let's see. Going into this turn, into Sunset Bend, Randy has been making up a lot of ground on Altenberg. And let's see if he does it again. Altenberg has locked, and he sure makes it up.
He's got a square right rear by now for sure.
A little wiggle.
One more time around, once they come by that bridge, the starter's right up there on the left.
He'll be holding that white flag. You can see Kleinubing needs some help now. He needs these guys to make a mistake, do something, get involved. Yeah, 1.2 seconds is the gap between Popes and Kleinubing for 2nd to 3rd, so it's mano a mano between the teammates. And Randy is good. He get through one well.
But he's not going to have anywhere to pass going up into this series of corners. He really needs to concentrate on getting through this carousel better and getting the run down the back straight without breaking down into the hairpin.
All right, he swings out a little wider, trying to give himself a little better arc on the exit. But boy, Altenberg got out of there well. And Espinal down underneath Kuno Wittmer. Wittmer going to try and run him hard around the outside. Battle for 6th is absolutely door to door. And Espinal just got through that corner a little bit quicker. Now Kuno looks to the inside. No. And Espinal 6th. Driver of the race, no doubt.
Yeah, but unfortunately he's not eligible for any type of award because he had to change those tires.
That's okay. You pass some 21 cars, you're going to be grinning, huh?
Yeah, oh, he's having a good day. No doubt about that. He's happy.
Now, Wittmer's tucked right in behind, and that RSX is very slippery, even compared to the TSX, and he's looking at it. He's looking at it. Safronis thinking, well, maybe I'll have something to do here. And Wittmer tucks around the outside.
That was a real defensive line for sure. It was not going to give him any way to get down the inside.
I was almost wondering if Kuno might try and dive down underneath on the exit, but he got trapped out there. But that side-by-side battling is now allowed, Safronis and Davis. This is a 4-car battle right now.
And you got 6th. Half a lap, really.
Oh, look at Davis looking down at him. Davis into Safronis, both of them. Half spins.
Come on, get a gear, let's go.
Safronis trying to, it looks like he stalled it. Davis continues. Meanwhile, it is still Wittmer trying to figure out a way back around Espinal.
Don't think that's going to happen, but he's sure trying harder.
Just up front of them, you can see Cunningham 5th, kind of lonely right now. But then this battle up front continues to be good. Kleinubing is closed up a little bit. Altenberg still there, Dorsey, heading down for the last time into Sunset Bend. There's a lockup.
It could happen. It could happen, Greg. That little lockup might be all Randy needs.
Not enough, and you know Nagler had the orders, race hard, don't hit each other, and Altenberg, after being so close so often here at Sebring, gets the win. Pope second, a tri-point 1-2. Mazda's attempt to get off of the bridesmaid step and win the manufacturer's battle. Boy, what a way to start that battle off. Meanwhile, here we go, Wittmer and Espinlaub, battle for 6. Wittmer trying to figure out a way by Espinlaub, very protective on the inside.
I didn't think that was going to happen. You know, Espinlaub's really quick, coming from dead last all the way. He's going to take that 6th place position. Worked hard for it.
Defending champ Kleinubing was 3rd. Obviously, Chip Hurd did get 4th. He was pretty much by himself in Cunningham. And look at Wittmer pulling up alongside. Those guys waving at each other. Altenberg waving at the fans. Gets the win. And after a 3rd in that great drive in 05, 4th last year, finally puts it together. And as Calvin talked about at the top of the show, I needed, as Altenberg said, I needed to get my qualifying game on because that helps you in the race. Boy, did it.
So that was a really good effort for Altenberg. He's been very deserving. And, you know, it's funny. The guy that wins Sebring, well, he often wins the championship as well.
Yeah, 5 out of the last 6 years. And last year it was Bill Oberlin who didn't run the rest of the season. So that was the only sort of glitch in that program. So very impressive. And Altenberg and Popes, I mean, they worked as well as teammates could possibly work together here, and I think that bodes very well for the rest of the season. And when we come back, we're going to talk to our winner, other stories, and give you some final results.
Whoa. You got me. Teeth!
Introducing the 2007 Cadillac CTS Bose Edition, complete with sunroof, Bose sound system, 3.6-liter engine, and wood and leather trim. It's everything you need now to play at full volume. See your local Cadillac dealer for this amazing offer.
And what you give is what you get.
Some guys like to relax in a leather recliner, but to others, there's nothing better than cardboard on concrete. Valvoline, 100 years under the hood.
There's something about the freshness of Ireland that brings out the lasses. Now it comes in a body wash from Irish Spring. Smell like you're worth exploring. New, long-lasting Irish Spring body wash. All the freshness of Ireland, bottled.
Introducing the 2007 Cadillac CTS Bose Edition, complete with sunroof, Bose sound system, 3.6-liter engine, and wood and leather trim. It's everything you need now to play at full volume. See your local Cadillac dealer for this amazing offer.
And what you give is what you get.
Tonight on the Speed Report, did the car of tomorrow make the grade in its first competitive race? And with Mark Martin at his side, see the beginning of Ricky Carmichael's four-wheeled career. The Speed Report, 7 Eastern, only on Speed.
He is the heir apparent and the face of the two-wheel revolution. All James Stewart has to do now is live up to the hype. Supercross Dallas coverage begins next Sunday, 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific, only on Speed.
Speed's coverage of the Speed Touring Car Championship is brought to you by Acura. Acura Advance. Opening round of the season complete. Let's get right down to Victory Circle. Cal, it's blue down there, but it's a happy blue.
Well, with his 3rd career victory, Jeff Altenberg gets the 07 season off to a great start, Jeff.
Thanks. Yeah, couldn't be better. Definitely my best start ever of the season. This Mazda 6 was just awesome. My teammate was I know Randy could have had me a time or two, but we just kept it cool, and we were kind of seesawing back and forth a little bit, but the car was phenomenal. Stop tech brakes were just phenomenal. I mean, what can I say? A great team, great car, and we come out of here with the points lead and the manufacturer's lead. Doesn't get any better.
Could you see Pierre nipping at your heels throughout this event?
I saw him behind Randy, yeah. I knew he was there. I was like, thanks, Randy.
And Randy Pope's a great run here. You always run well here at Sebring, but talk about the battle with Pierre down in turn 1 there for that lap.
Well, Pierre was very strong, and so were the Mazda 6s today. We had the advantage of running together. 2 cars are faster than 1. Jeff drove a great race for Tri-Point and for the Mazda 6, and I want to thank APR for their help and for all the sponsors, Stop Tech Brakes. I still like these brakes better than any I've ever raced. And that was one place where we could run good, but mostly it was the handling. Craig Negler and Tri-Point and the handling on the Mazda 6.
And Randy, if it hadn't been your teammate out front, could you have gone for the lead?
Not a chance. He's too good. But I was going to make it hard for Pierre to get to him.
Awesome job today, mate. Well done.
Thank you, Calvin, and thanks, Speed Channel.
Now, very happy. Here are the unofficial results. Altenberg, Popes, Kleinubing, you know that story. There's Chip Hurd, 10th to 4th. That's the Hard Charger Award right there. Drive of the race, probably without doubt, Charles Espenlaub, 25th into that 6th spot. So just an awesome drive. Obviously some problems for some of the other guys, but you know, more racing coming this season. Certainly it's going to be a lot of fun. Let's get right back down to Victory Circle with our 3rd place finisher. Cal?
Well, a driver was won here before at Sebring, but not today, coming up a little bit short. Pierre Kleinubing, a great drive today, but looked like you had something for them, but were they playing with you, do you think?
Yeah, like I told everybody else, it looked like I was racing like a Ferrari in F1. They had pretty good team orders. I never seen Randy like, not, you know, he didn't even attempt to pass Jeff at any point. So, you know, whatever they want to play the game, let them do it. We'll just race as hard as we can, and hopefully we'll get some help from SCCA and go for it.
First time with this X-Track sequential, is there a learning curve there? Are you going to find more speed as the season progresses?
Well, I think we had what we had, you know, like handling-wise and braking-wise, we were a lot better. It's just the straightaways seemed to hurt us. It is what it is. We got to play by the rules, and we'll go for it. It's a long season, and we'll be there at the end.
Awesome job, mate. Well done.
Thank you much.
Well, I would argue if you ever need a guy to carry speed in the corners because you don't have it on the straight, Pierre's your man. Here's the points. Keep in mind, Altenberg has that big bulge there because he swept every bonus point as well. Led every lap, nobody else led, and got pole. So there's the payoff. Popes, Kleinubing, Chip Hurd, Cunningham, how they finished is pretty much the point order. But Altenberg up by 4 right now. A great start to the season. And Dorsey, next round, there's a couple of months here before we get to Miller Motorsports Park, the new track out in Utah, and it couldn't be more different.
Well, you know, you go to your first race of the year, you don't know what you have against what everybody else has. Those questions are answered now. You go home, you work on your car, get it better where it was weak, go back to Miller.
Go back, and it's going to be a great season as we've seen. Once those Acuras really dial it up and the Mazdas and the Audis, a fabulous season is on tap. Make sure you stay with us all season long. And until Miller Motorsports Park, take care, everybody. At Sebring, the Speed GT Championship has had more manufacturers atop the podium than any other series, and this season is sure to be no different. Who will answer the call? We find out next on Speed.
You'll never see it coming, baby. Can't you hear it coming? We're gonna keep it rolling, honey. Here we go, on and on and on and
Over the years, Sebring International Raceway and the high speeds that high horsepower produce have offered up some spectacular racing. And for the last 6 years, that has certainly been the case with the Speed GT Championship. But today, the 2007 season begins at this storied venue. Hi, everybody. I'm Greg Creamer, joined by Dorsey Schrader. And Dorsey, a lot of changes in the offseason for the touring cars, and it certainly seems to be the same in the GT division. What's been catching your eye?
Well, one thing for sure, a brand new team, a kind of a super team, if you will, has been formed. K-Pax Racing has bought a couple of Porsche GT3 Cup cars and hired 2 of the best drivers to drive them. One, in ex-champion Randy Popst, and then 5-time champion Michael Galati. Those are going to be awesome guys. Now, Team Cadillac, they figure, well, if we can't beat the champion, we'll hire him. Lawson Aschenbach, he's out of the Porsche. He will drive a Cadillac this year. Now, Eric Kern has begun to team up with Sonny Whelan. And as a matter of fact, Aaron will sit outside the front row in a Corvette this weekend. Another thing is that this class has grown so big. We have 10 rookies in the field today that have seen this for the first time.
Well, I'll tell you what, to give you kind of an idea of what's going to unfold in terms of cars in this GT Grand Touring division, let's take a look at them. A variety of production-based cars. They can be rear-wheel or all-wheel drive, and as I said, this class all about horsepower. 550 horsepower limit. Pretty spectacular. And we might as well start with the car that defending champion's going to drive.
Well, Team Cadillac comes back with its fan-popular CTS-V. Now, the fans love the thunder of this big V8. It's 6 liters in size. The car weighs in at 3,150 pounds. Now, another GM car that's very popular, of course, is the Corvette. The same 6-liter thundering V8. People love that. But this car is a little bit lighter, as its base weight is only 3,025 pounds. So, Dodge Viper will be the most popular car in the field. There'll be more of them, and that's another crowd favorite because it has a big V10, 8.3 liters worth of it, and it's 3,200 pounds of weight. Now, it's a very potent car here at Sebring. In fact, it has won the last 2 races here in a row. Now, the Porsche 911 GT3, that's the smallest car in the field. It has the smallest engine in the field, but also 3.6 liters in size. It's the lightest car at 2,850 pounds. And remember, this is the car that carried Lawson Rauschenbach to the championship last year.
But as you mentioned, Dorsey, Lawson, a big change in the offseason. And for more on that, Brian Till caught up with our defending champion a bit earlier.
You know, Greg, it's not rare when a champion returns to the series to try to defend his championship, defend his honor, if you will. But it is a bit rare when that champion returns with a different team and a different car. But that's exactly what the 2006 GT champion did. Lawson Rauschenbach, you're back in the series, but with a very different program than you were last year. Tell us about your new home.
Well, I mean, it's an honor to be with GM and Cadillac this year. Last year I had a great year with John Groom Racing. We won the championship my rookie year. And I'm very fortunate enough to be doing that last year. And I got the opportunity to come over to Cadillac and try to defend my title and hopefully get Cadillac another manufacturer's title, possibly defend a driver's title. And I'm just very fortunate to be here. It's a great car. I'm having a blast driving it. It's a very heavy car, but also it's got a lot of power. It handles very good for how heavy it is. And, you know, my driving style changed a little bit, you know, getting used to this car. I haven't been in a front engine car until this year, so that was a bit of an eye-opening experience. But, you know, it took a few days. We did a couple tests. Everything went well, and we're here at Sebring now. I'm very happy where we're at so far.
Well, they call him awesome, Lawson Rauschenbach. There is no reason to believe that he won't be just as awesome in this new Cadillac CTS-V. Greg?
And you'll notice that car has a little bit of a different look. One thing that hasn't changed, the challenges of Sebring International Raceway.
You got that right. 3.7 miles of racetrack, 17 turns around here, a very wide open racetrack. But this racetrack could be very challenging today, Greg.
I think it's going to be a fabulous and very interesting race. Let's get right back down to Brian Till with our pole qualifier.
Well, Greg, a lot of people surprised to see Doug Peterson qualify on the pole in only his 6th Speed World Challenge GT appearance. Doug, most people recognize you as a Star Mazda standout. You've obviously made the transition well. How nervous, though, will you be today leading this field down from the green for the first time?
Very nervous. 3-dimensional services, my sponsor, Corvette, it's all great, but half wet and half dry, that's a bad thing.
He has been fast, though, guys, in this Corvette from the opening round of testing. There's no reason to think he won't be fast here. Remember, this guy is a national champion in the SCCA in Formula Mazda. Greg?
Well, and Brian, he also finished 6th at this race last year, so this speed not necessarily flukish at all in the big iron. Let's take a look at the rest of the starting grid. Joining him on the front row, as Dorsey talked about, Eric Kern, who actually started in the big horsepower cars, ran touring cars the last 2 years, is back with Whelen Engineering, bang, right on the front row in a great effort. He is the 1999 American Sedan National Champion. He loves big power. Row 2, talk about a guy who likes big power, Lou Gelati, 3-time champion in the LG Pro Long Tube Header Chevrolet Corvette. Qualified very well here last year, had an engine failure, finished 23rd. He feels unfinished business. Joining him, the guy who was 2nd here last year, 05 champ Andy Pilgrim in the XM Mobile Cadillac CTS-V. Row 3, the defending champion, now in that new look caddy, Lawson Rauschenbach. That is the Motorola Bose Cadillac CTS-V. Joined by Sonny Whelan, Kern's teammate, was 7th here last year in that Whelen Engineering car. He's quick too. Next row, Brian Kavinsky, a rookie, his first full season in the Diamond Construction Chevy Corvette. And one of the drivers you talked about, Dorsey, Randy Popes in that new K-Pax Racing Porsche. And then row number 5, Tommy Archer, the 04 champ. He, too, was very quick here last year, but had a mechanical problem in the Mopar Auto House Dodge Viper. And Tommy Dreese, he's done a few World Challenge races, a Trans Am winner. He's in the Movie Chevrolet Corvette, fielded by Lou Gelati. Now, outside of that top 10, who are you looking at?
Couple things. In 12th place, James Safronis. He finished 4th here last year. Is one of their very good Porsche GT3 cars. Watch out for him. And again, like I talked about at the beginning of the show, 5-time champion Michael Galati will start 15th, and another one in that K-Pax 911 GT3.
There's a look at the rest of the starting lineup. Now, we're also going to have some great onboard looks for you here. We're going to show you those right now. Two of them are the caddies, and they, of course, are going to put on a great show for you, coming from 5th and 6th in the pack. And you're going to take a look at Aschenbach in the upper left. That's the number 1 caddy. Then it is the number 8 of Andy Pilgrim. Then we also have the number 12, qualified 7. That is the rookie, Brian Kabinski, in the Diamond Construction Corvette. So you've got some of those looks that we're going to be giving you here, and we expect to see some great racing in this field. And the track a little damp, that's certainly going to make it awful interesting as well. So as the field gets ready to head out on the pace lap, we're going to step away for a moment. We will be right back to get the 2007 Speed GT Championship underway here at Sebring International Raceway.
I Can-Am. Can you? Pro racer Mike Penland is part of the Can-Am racing team.
Lots and lots of horsepower. There's no hesitation. I can leave them in the dust. Can you?
Introducing the 2007 Cadillac CTS Bose Edition, complete with sunroof, Bose sound system, 3.6-liter engine, and wood and leather trim. It's everything you need now to play at full volume. See your local Cadillac dealer for this amazing offer.
And what you give is what you get.
One morning you wake up and there it is, gray hair. And you wonder, will people see me for who I really am? How do you break out of that?
Just for Men stops gray from hiding who you are. Easy, with 5-minute target gray technology.
Today's a whole new ball game. And then you wonder, why did I ever put up with gray hair?
Let the real you come through. Stay in the game with Just for Men.
You need to have the power to get out front. Whenever you push the throttle, it's there instantly.
You can really feel it in the seat of your pants. Everything was in one package.
Heavy-duty hauling generates heat that'll kill your diesel, so cool it with B&M. B&M's new Super Cool Tranny system delivers power and performance in one cool package. Forget the slipping and start towing with B&M's new Diesel Taskmaster torque converter for rock-solid hookups. Then bolt on B&M's new Tranny Super Cooler and Deep Pan to flow more cool fluid to keep you moving. Get B&M's new Super Cool Tranny system and kill the heat, not your diesel. Get to BNMRacing.com for more, because if you got a diesel, you can depend on B&M.
Welcome back. Sebring International Raceway pace lap underway, and this time it is genuinely a pace lap because for the first time since 1999, due to the conditions out there, it's going to be a rolling start. For more, let's check in with Brian Till.
Well, Greg, we had a lot of thunderstorms come through earlier this afternoon. The track was absolutely drenched. It's still standing water along the wall on the inside of the front straightaway. The big problem, though, is that it's drying now. So what tires do you go with? The majority of guys are on dry tires. The racetrack is going to be green. There's no rubber down. There's standing water. There's dust. There's going to be plenty of excitement when the green flag falls, Greg.
And it's just about to happen for the first time, as I said, since 1999, a rolling start here at Sebring. And the 2007 season is underway. 18 laps, 50 minutes. And right away, Eric Kern goes to the inside. You can see right there, Peterson hit a puddle. The car skated on him, and Kern is through. Tiptoe time, Dorsey.
Yeah, that was a good little save. That could have been a big mess at the front row, taking each other out of the straightaway. But this is very hard to drive under these conditions, Greg. It's wet some places, dry others. The first few laps are going to be really entertaining.
And I would think here with these wet conditions, you heard in the interview Peterson say it's very, very nasty out there with this mix of conditions. The guys with experience in these cars in the wet, and that, of course, is a guy like Gelati who's chasing him right now. That's going to be big. And here comes Popst already working over Aschenbach in the Porsche. There is Popst. On board here with Andy Pilgrim.
Worst possible conditions you could ever have as a driver is this, what you're looking at right now.
Oh, look at Popst!
Up the inside, he'll have that position, no problem with that. You don't know what to expect while you're driving because guys will drop their wheels off and get mud, bring it on the racetrack, bring water on the racetrack, and every lap is different than the one before.
Now, when it's damp, those Porsches with that engine sitting right back of those rear tires, once they get it straightened out, they get great launch, don't they?
Yeah, that car is a good car for this kind of condition, without a doubt.
Aschenbach, I think, very smart right there. Randy Popes, I mean, Randy's so experienced, just let him go. But look at the lead Kern has opened up in the first half of this opening lap.
We don't know what kind of setup these guys have. I mean, we know that they went on dry tires, but maybe they softened up the roll bars, softened up the springs a little bit, possibly to make these cars more compliant for a wetter condition.
Now, Popes very quickly starting to reel in Andy Pilgrim. There is Pilgrim, Popes, Aschenbach, and Tommy Archer in that order. And then there's the rookie, Brian Kabinski. He's a former Central Division and SCCA National 11 GT1 champ. Very talented driver. And he's got James Safronis chasing him big time. Whoop! Somebody, interesting run right there. That is the number 15. And he made it work,
Tommy Dreesy.
That's Dreesy just straight lining that. Here comes Gelati now coming up. Going to make the move on Doug Peterson for second as they head into sunset. And Gelati is through.
It was wet there. You can see the rooster tail of the water. So these guys have wet tires now they have to watch for.
Boy, but look at Peterson swinging wide, thinking I'm going to run the outside on him, and then goes, no, better not, and tucks in behind Gelati. So Gelati gets the spot. But as we look at the official margin in the first lap, Dorsey, 4.5 seconds for Kern. A brilliant opening lap.
Kern is unbelievable. He's really got that new Corvette under his control.
Well, the amazing thing about it is the first practice session, that car caught fire and burned badly, and they weren't even sure they were going to get it fixed. And Kern said the Wheel and Engineering team did an unbelievable job getting that car going. Now, of course, another thing on this track, in the wet even, you still got to be concerned about braking. Brian?
Well, the problem with the brakes right now is you got to go back to the rule book. What happened in 2007, ABS basically went away. Only a few cars can run it, specifically the Vipers. If they run a smaller front tire, they can still run their ABS. But right now, the battle between the Porsche and the Caddy that you guys were watching just a few minutes ago, that heavier Cadillac, that lighter Porsche, always known for good brakes. But all these guys, they're doing it without the advantage of anti-lock braking systems. They do have traction control, but when you want to stop this thing, it's all in your right foot.
Well, you know, that's a wise decision. What they did this year is they said, okay, you guys, if you run traction control, you got to run a 275 front tire. If you don't run the traction control, you can go to a 305, a much wider tire. Everybody said, oh, I like that tire business. So these guys running without the aid of ABS.
More grip, as you said, I would think, with the front tire helps turn in the whole deal. But when it's wet, that ABS is nice.
Yeah, it would be nice.
Boy, look at the lead. Kern is just flying. I mean, his last lap was a 2:21.2. Gelati's was a 2:25.4. It's the next quickest lap. But look at this battle right here. Pilgrim, Popes, Aschenbach, and actually Peterson right in that mix as well. And we hop on board with Randy Popes, number 22. That's that new K-Pax Racing engine sitting in the 5th spot. That's Pilgrim, that right in front of him. And as you can see, those caddies have that little different look. They got the beautiful caddy script along the side.
Yeah, new graphics package for the Cadillac boys this year. I do agree. I think the car looks really spiffy with its new red and black scheme.
So actually I was wrong. That was Aschenbach. So obviously Pilgrim that's it. Pilgrim has made the pass now on Peterson, and he has picked up 3rd. Peterson falls to 4th. Then it's Aschenbach and Popes.
When you see those pictures of the car back there going through turn 17, they get all the way off the ground. There's a bump back there. You can't miss the bump, and they'll actually get the wheels all the way up in the air. It's really hard on driveline. Axles and so forth don't like that sort of abuse.
Boy, and Dorsey, this turn 1 is so fast and so bumpy, and right before you get to the braking zone, you run through that great big puddle. That has to have people with hearts in the throat big time right now. On board with the defending champion, Lawson Aschenbach, but driving the caddy, and he right now sits in 5th.
Barrett Jackson returns to the Gold Coast.
Everything we do in Scottsdale, we do in Palm Beach.
Bid your price, buy your dream car.
Log on to speedtv.com and make your Haggerty Fantasy bid. The bidding begins Thursday night, 9 Eastern, only on Speed.
The safest accident is the one that never happens. The 2008 Lexus RX with 14 actively safe features. Learn more at activelysafe.com.
Be tuned for an amazing free stop smoking offer.
We quit smoking together.
I don't think I could have stopped without it.
I quit just like that.
With maximum strength cigarettes, you will quit, guaranteed.
I thought I was gonna go nuts wanting a cigarette. I never did.
Cigarette was easy. It just worked.
Other stop smoking methods can eventually cost you hundreds of dollars, but we're so sure Cigarette will work for you, we'll let you try it free. You get a 30-day supply of maximum strength cigarettes, free, plus minty anti-craving gum. And we'll also send along a 30-day supply of smokers' vitamins. That's almost $100 of proven stop smoking power, free of charge.
I did it for the family. The kids wanted me to stop smoking.
Hey, do what I did. Pick up the phone and call this toll-free number.
Call 1-800-592-3900 to order your free 30-day supply of cigarettes and your free 30-day supply of anti-craving gum and vitamins. Credit card required for shipping and handling. Call now.
Ready to turn your plain Jane cell phone into a souped-up hot rod? Just log on to speedtv.com for custom wallpaper and ringtones. Satisfy your need for speed with high-octane ringtones and fuel-injected wallpapers from Speed Mobile. Log on to speedtv.com now and download your favorite ringtone and wallpaper today. Welcome back. There is number 30, Eric Hearn, the Whelen Engineering vet. A 14-second lead. He is lapping just at will right now, faster than anybody else. But the biggest story at the moment is that of our third-place qualifier, and the guy who'd been running second, Lou Gelati. Doris, he is at a crawl, just trying to get back to the pits.
Yeah, we don't know what's happened with Lou yet. He might be stuck in a gear. I think maybe a transmission problem. We didn't see any smoke or any sign of engine damage, but the car off pace. He's limping around back. This is Randy Popes you're riding with right now, the battle for 5th place as they go down toward the hairpin.
And that looks like it may be James Safronis in front. And Safronis is actually running the car that, if you watched World Challenge GT last year, a guy by the name of Ricardo Emery, who was Aschenbach's teammate, ran. He's got technical engineering support from Porsche for an engine program. Every time you see James in the paddock this year so far, he's got this grin. He said, this is a good car, and we're really having fun with it. And by the way, folks, obviously at the top of the show when we were talking about onboards, I neglected to mention we got a great one with Randy Pope.
Absolutely. James Safronis, like I said, finished 4th here last year, so he's well, look at this. Now, there's Lou Gelati, and that car just limping along. A lot of heat coming off the back of that.
Yeah, Brian, you hearing anything from pit lane on this?
Yeah, Greg, I spoke with Louis Gelati, his son and crew chief, and the concern is that he won't even be able to get back to pit lane. Something in the drive system, they don't know whether it's a half shaft or an output shaft. Either way, he has no drive, which I can't see where he is on the racetrack, but it sounds like he's a fair way away. You don't get a car back 3.7 miles back around if it has no drive to the back end. So Lou Gelati, a little bit snake bit. He almost won this race last year, came within just laps of doing it, and had problems, and it looks like bad luck has bitten him again, Greg.
Well, Brian is actually halfway down the back straightaway, limping along, but lost, he's right at the turning point for turn 17, but he's doing about 2 miles an hour, and it doesn't look like there's anybody home to get him around that corner and on the pit lane.
Well, especially if he has to check up to let those fast cars go. Any momentum he's got is gone at this point, obviously. So there's Andy Pilgrim right in front of Doug Peterson. Right behind him is Aschenbach, and then another big gap back to that other battle for 5th we've been watching.
Two things about this racetrack that make it hard on the drive line. Those bumps that we talked about. Here's Lou Gelati making it to pit lane. The bumps are one thing, but this water that you see him running through, the tires spin up in that water, and as soon as they get off the water, they snap. They grab onto something, get a bite on the asphalt, and then that's where those axles and things start to snap.
So combined with the bumps, I mean, it's brutal on equipment.
It's a tough one. Yeah, it is. It's a tough condition for the car, for sure.
Aschenbach right there, number 1, chasing Doug Peterson. And I think Peterson, just a great story with that pole qualifying run. And again, he ran well here last year, so he likes the track. And but certainly seems much more comfortable with this Corvette and the power that it's doing right now, doing a great job sitting in 3rd.
Yeah, I don't know now if Peterson, if he just nailed the setup right or wrong. I mean, this is a huge lead by the leader just to be able to run away from the field like this. You never see this in GT competition. Maybe he just took the happy pills today. I don't know.
Yeah, or maybe Kern is just magic in the wet. I mean, he had it figured out because the times are starting to get a lot closer. I mean, a lot of guys now turning 2:14s, and that's where Kern, the thing is, Kern got there 3 laps sooner than anybody else, and that's helped pad that margin for him. As a matter of fact, the last lap, Pilgrim turned to 2:14.2 to Kern's 2:14.7. Of course, that could be Kern now backpedaling just a little bit. He's got such a big lead.
Well, if I was, his crew chief, I'd be telling him, hey, slow this thing down. You have 2 problems here. One problem is that you're so far out in front that we're not even watching you on TV anymore. And the second problem is the people that are watching you are the people who put weight on cars.
Oh, and number 82, our winner from last year, Mike McCann, has had a spin, and it looked like he may have gotten very, very lucky and not got into the barrier over there. He got close.
That smoke there, I think, just be water up on under the car or something. I don't think he hit that barrier either, but we'll know in a minute.
We'll take a look right here.
That's the old tower turn, and it's a real rude bump there. And around he goes. Oh yeah.
He sure did.
Boy,
didn't he?
We had that wrong. He hit the heck out of that rail.
Yeah. Very, very hard in that left front corner. And it looked like he ran wide up on that curb, and inside the curb it holds water, doesn't it?
Yeah, the curb was wet, and when he got the outside tires, loaded tires on there, it just turned the car real hard. And there's a big bump, like I said, there's a nasty little bump right in there. Sends you off line.
All right, so McCann, defending winner, having his problems. But out front, Curran looking very strong. Peterson, Aschenbach, Sophonis, and Popes make up the rest of the field.
Is the heir apparent and the face of the two-wheel revolution. All James Stewart has to do now is live up to the hype. Supercross Dallas coverage begins next Sunday, 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific, only on Speed.
Introducing the 2007 Cadillac CTS Bose Edition, complete with sunroof, Bose sound system, 3.6-liter engine, and wood and leather trim. It's everything you need now to play at full volume. See your local Cadillac dealer for this amazing offer.
And what you give is what you get.
It takes one amazing tire to make the pros of the SCCA Speed World Challenge celebrate like this. Maybe it's because the same technology used in our RA1 racing tire inspires advancements in every tire we make. From our high-performance Proxys to our open country truck and SUV tires. No matter what you drive, Toyo has a performance tire that's right for you. Toyo tires, driven to perform.
Introducing the 2007 Cadillac CTS Bose Edition, complete with sunroof, Bose sound system, 3.6-liter engine, and wood and leather trim. It's everything you need now to play at full volume. See your local Cadillac dealer for this amazing offer.
And what you give is what you get.
How far would you go to be named the ultimate NASCAR fan? Tune in as 4 contestants square off for 13 weeks and compete for fan supremacy. Plus, the winner gets to join the Speed Road Tour crew. The Speed Road Tour Challenge, Thursday, 8 Eastern, only on Speed. On board with Randy Popes, but here's the big news. Our pole sitter, Doug Peterson, slowed suddenly, moved offline coming into Sunset Bend, went straight to the pits. We heard over the radio, Dorsey, it broke, we're done, I'm coming in. Wonder what that is.
I think it blew a motor. I saw a bunch of smoke and debris. He pulls offline. Take a look here. Here he's going along pretty good. Now something's going to break. You'll see him there. See it? Big puff of black. It just let go. Whatever blew up, he moves out of the way. That's good driving. He knows he's in trouble. Yeah, something just, you saw when that black smoke came out from the side of it, either blew up a clutch or blew up something in the engine. Anyway, he knew he was done.
Well, I'll tell you what, he was running laps as fast as Pilgrim and Aschenbach, and those are the last 2 champions in this series. You've got to be pretty proud of that nonetheless. Brian?
Doug Peterson getting ready to get out of his Corvette. What report we are getting from the team down here is the motor. Doug's climbing out. We'll get a word with him real quick. Doug, great job. I know you were so proud of that pole position. Motor, is that what put you out?
You know, I don't know. We might have dropped a valve or something, but it just went to 0.
Track conditions out there right now. Obviously from pit lane, it looks treacherous. It looks treacherous on camera. Give us a first-hand account.
You know, it's very, very dangerous in the front straightaway, but the rest of it's just a little wet here and there. And yeah, you're sliding, but it really adds to the excitement, I'll tell you.
Well, sorry to see you out so soon. We'll see you back again. Good luck.
Oh, the number 12, Kabinski.
Brian Kabinski.
Who was running so well. He was 7th at the time, and another vet having a problem here.
We don't know what this one is yet either. certainly off the pace. You see him, he just shifted
like
into a gear.
Is he fishing for gears?
He might have a gearbox problem. You saw him on the gear shift down there trying to make something happen.
That's a shame. He ran a couple of races last year as Tony Gapel's teammate, and had some pretty solid runs, and was coming back this year, and obviously was running very well. And there's Tommy Archer under attack from Tommy Dreese as they head down into the great turn 3 here. Archer, of course, won this race a couple of years ago, and Dreese, Trans Am winner, has had a few World Challenge starts and has done pretty well, and they're coming up to put a lap on the 36 at Kimberly Braswell, and they both get by nice and clean. Meanwhile, Brian Tilla's caught up with Lou Gelati.
Lou Gelati still sitting in his silent Corvette. Lou, you've got a real love-hate relationship with Sebring, always fast here, but she seems to bite you. A driveline issue for you. Do you think the conditions on the track, the bumps or the wet and dry, what's taking its toll on these drivelines?
Well, they always play an issue with the drivelines and all these cars. That's why the 12-hour is such a tough race. But in our race, you know, the wet track, dry track, that may have contributed, but we did break a driveline and we're out of it. And this is true reality.
True reality, and you can tell he is not happy about it at all. Gelati always fast here, and guys, he will continue to be fast throughout the season. Hopefully, we'll see him at the end of the races, not in the middle.
Now you talk about that Kim Braswell who moved over and let those guys go by. It's an interesting story. She's been married now to her husband, Ed, who's also racing this race for exactly 1 month. So, interesting story. She has not actually done that much racing, and he got her involved. And we got a full course yellow as we have a car off.
That's Kabinski, and where he is, they've deemed that to not be a very safe location, and absolutely right. If somebody got loose there, they just head right toward him. So we are under a full course caution. And by the way, while Brian was giving that update, you saw Tommy Dreese make the pass on Tommy Archer and pick up that 8th spot. So Tommy Dreese is having a solid run here as we come up just hitting the halfway point. We're going to step away for a moment during this caution. We'll be right back to Sebring.
Tonight on the Speed Report, did the car of tomorrow make the grade in its first competitive race? And with Mark Martin at his side, see the beginning of Ricky Carmichael's four-wheeled career. The Speed Report, 7 Eastern, only on Speed.
On any given Sunday, more Mazdas are road raced than any other car. You only have to drive one to understand why. Mazda, it all comes back to.
It has a 6-liter, 48-valve V12 engine with 510 horsepower. Electronic active roll suspension. Custom leather seats with 6 levels of massage. A voice command navigation system. And it all means nothing. Unless you have the right tires. For drivers who want to get the most out of their cars, it's Bridgestone or nothing.
2 words can say a lot. All-star. Most wanted. World class. Especially when you add the surprisingly loaded, incomparable Mazda 3. Now with 2 more impressive words. Exceptional offer. For the first time ever, get 1.8% APR financing for 36 months on the 2007 Mazda 3 sedan or 5-door. In other words, get here.
GT Championship is brought to you by Mothers. There's no shine like Mothers. And here at Sebring, under that full course caution, while they're removing the car of Brian Kabinski, and there it is. And it looks like they're just going to tuck it behind the barrier, which means it should be a short yellow. And of course, at the time of that caution, Eric Kern had a 16.6-second lead. Brian, that crew must be a little bummed to be losing that kind of a lead.
I'm sure they are, Greg. Ted Marsh just talking on the radio. Ted, will not take a lot of time, but this yellow came at a very inopportune time for you guys. A big lead. The caddies were faster than Eric just before the full course caution. You think you got a car that you can take it to the checkered flag?
He's going to have to step up the wick a little bit here, turn it up just a little bit more.
Does he? I was going to say, does he have it in the car?
I certainly hope he does. I don't know. I mean, he's just driving it, trying to. He knows he had a big lead, so he's probably trying to be a little bit conservative and not get too carried away.
What's going to come down like a lot of World Challenge races do, guys, to the very last few laps. It should be exciting. Now, remember, Greg, this car burned severely in practice, and they missed a lot of practice. They only got it out in time for qualifying, so quite a feat just to do what it is that they have done so far. And if they could hang on and win this thing, it would be a huge feather in the cap of Eric Curran, Ted Marsh, and this entire team.
Well, you're right. The fact that they got that car after the fire back on track with a good setup to go that fast. But let's not count out Eric Curran. Eric Curran is a pretty spectacular driver, and we want to give you an idea. That caution, of course, as I said, was caused by Brian Kabinski having that problem. And listen, Dorsey, to what happened.
Well, you heard right there what that noise was going up under the rev limiter. I don't know. It sounded like he broke. The engine's still running right there, but I mean, it sounded like a broken driveline once again.
Well, again, Sebring taking its toll, but it certainly does keep the racing interesting. A great crowd has survived some heavy rain. It's starting to get sunny again, and they are enjoying another great Speed GT race here at Sebring.
After the closest finish in Sebring history,
And Bella will get it! The Ferrari wins!
the American Le Mans Series hits the streets of St. Petersburg for the first time. Coverage begins Saturday, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific, only on Speed.
Most vehicles can help protect you during an accident. We prefer to help you avoid one altogether. The 2008 Lexus RX with 14 actively safe features.
Avacor announces, we're putting our money where your hair isn't. Order right now and get an extra free month supply. We're doing it because Avacor's formula is FDA approved to regrow hair in as little as 2 months. And that means more before and Avacor.
Avacor has certainly improved my confidence. My love life is improving as well.
Before and Avacor.
I tried it for a couple months and boom, I was blown away.
Before and Avacor.
Well, most of the time I was wearing hats because I didn't want anybody to know the difference, and most people wouldn't say anything. But now with Avacor, no hats.
And for a limited time, just for trying Avacor, you'll receive a free Avacor boost to instantly thicken your hair. We're putting our money where your hair isn't. Order right now and get an extra free month supply. And for a limited time, get a free Avacor boost while supplies last.
Call 1-800-566-6260. Don't wait. Call today.
We are back at Sebring International Raceway. Caution continues here at this great track. And just a few moments ago, Brian Till checked in with Eric Curran's crew about can he hang on in front of the onslaught from the caddies. Brian, do you have any information on what the caddies are going to be doing?
Well, they're going to try to win, Greg. I just checked with Steve.
Well, that was obvious,
yeah.
I thought, yeah.
And I said, you know, what do you do? But do they have a car to get there? And he said, I don't know. We were so far apart, so it's really hard to measure. We've done a good job of saving our tires. We'll see what we have left at the end. I asked him about that GM product in the hands of Eric Curran right in front of him, the Corvette. I said, you know, it's another GM product. How hard do you push? And he said, Cadillac is the factory back program. We're going for the win. So I don't think it really matters that it's GM in front or GM in the hands of Stu Hayner right behind him in fourth. Those two caddies are going for the win.
Which is a great story in itself with Hayner and that GTO. I mean, he qualified 13th, Dorsey up to fourth.
You got to wonder, you know, how much car did Eric Curran use up with that 16-second lead? He ran awful hard, awful early. This could be pretty interesting.
And you know what? We just got a report that 21, that's Hayner, is in pit lane. And sure enough, I look, yeah, there's Sophronis now, right behind Pilgrim. So, yeah, there he is.
You jinxed him.
I did.
I'm going to tell him.
And that Trenton Forging, that car, they continued to, that Autosport Development Pontiac, they worked so hard to get that thing competitive, and now to have this kind of a problem, most unfortunate. Indeed, at the top of the show, you talked about the Caddy and the Vet have the same engine. The Vet runs a little bit lighter. Some of that due to the advancement of the Caddy's chassis, but power to weight, man, that's what it's about. Right?
No question about that. It's going to be that way, no doubt. I really worry about how much Eric ran the tires off the car. He ran that 16 seconds out. That was really too far to get out in front, to be honest about it.
Well, we're about to find out, as we believe we're going to be going green this time as they come around. Yep, lights are out on the pace car. Field coming down under the bridge here at Sunset Bend, turn 17. And Sunset is about right. These guys are going to be getting that as they head down Ullman Straight, and that's why it's called Sunset Bend. And we are green. Kern rolls into the throttle. Looked like Safronis got a great run, moved over early. Here we go. Look at him fan out. Fiberbrass, big wiggle.
Safronis with a great start in that Porsche GT3. All these Porsches really in the mix now.
Well, he got around one of the Cadillacs. That was a great. He hop on board with Post. He was dropped back just a little bit. Pope's now actually sitting behind Tommy Greasy, so not exactly sure what happened there. But yeah, as you said, Safronis a good run there. Current, Pilgrim.
Wow, look at Current checking out again. He's out. He is just out running this field. Look down the inside. Pass here.
That's Greasy trying to get underneath Pilgrim.
Does so.
So Pilgrim has fallen off, and Aschenbach has moved up, and I believe that is the number 22 of Popes.
Oh, side by side, close here.
That's Tommy Archer coming after Pilgrim right now.
Pilgrim just got shuffled out of the line. I don't know if he got his tires wet because he was pushed off to the outside. He just doesn't have traction. He's got to get the heat back in those tires again before he falls back any further.
Well, there's still that river right in the middle of the front straight. And if he lit him up there and had lost all his momentum into one, he certainly hurt him. Meanwhile, again, Current opening it up over Aschenbach.
It's a stunning performance. I just can't believe the performance on that car.
Two Porsches. There is a look at James Safronis, the Global Motorsports Group Porsche. It's a company he owns, by the way. It's California's premier Porsche tuning company, and they just moved into a new shop. He's also fielding a couple of GT3 cars for customers. They've really upped their game company-wise, and as we talked about earlier, this World Challenge program in GT with some help from Porsche. Oh, and there's the sun we're talking about, and also there goes Pilgrim moving back by Popes. These two have swapped up just a little bit. And Brian, any news on why Pilgrim dropped off the map a little bit?
Greg just checked in with Team Cadillac. Gearbox problems for Pilgrim. He's struggling with that box a little bit. Sometimes it's there. Sometimes he's got problems getting it into gear. So right now, not a healthy Cadillac in the hands of Andy Pilgrim.
Well, I said this is the worst conditions possible for a car or for the driveline. That in particular, you're running along there at 130 miles an hour. You hit that water, rear tires go up to about 160 miles an hour. Then it hits the dry pavement, snap back to 130, and that is what breaks things.
Just taking a look here, there is a possibility that it is actually Galati who has come from out of nowhere and has moved up the order. We're going to confirm that just a little bit. I'll tell you what, if it is Galati, that lap from the restart has been spectacular. Those two cars very similar. Here we go at Safronis. Oh, and look at Dreesy trying to come up underneath in that black Corvette. And that is, oh, Safronis, way too hot. He took the bait. He took the bait and went wide, and Dreesy snookered him.
Tommy Dreesy really giving this car a really good run today.
And that is Michael Galati,
the 23 Porsche, who's come from the back. I told you to watch him, 5-time national champion. He started all the way back in 15th and is running now in 3rd place.
And at the time of the caution, Dorsey, he was out of the top 5, and now he's 3rd. I mean, unbelievable run at the restart by Galati. But boy, the guy with the bit between his teeth right now is Tommy Dreesy. And Brian, he is really hounding Galati.
Well, I just checked in with Dax Robb, who's the crew chief for Michael Galati. I said, what is that crazy Sicilian up to? I mean, he has moved way up on that restart. And he said, the funny thing is, just before the green flag flew, he said, I'm afraid this yellow isn't going to be very good for us. But what a restart he got. We'll see if we can find out how Dreesy's doing here in just a second, guys.
Well, and you know what it is? Part of it is when it goes green at start-finish, it's green around the track. And I'm sure he heard on the radio green, and he may have just found a line.
Yeah, it's a timing situation. If you know it's going to go green and you know you can pass, you back off a little bit and go to the throttle early and get that big head of steam going. Here comes the head of steam with Dreesy looking to the inside of Galati. It's not going to happen, man.
And Brian Dreesy is the guy who really right now looks to have the momentum. He's looking to the inside in 17. And he got a nose inside. Then Galati moved over and shut the door. But Dreesy is chomping at the bit to get by, Brian.
Well, he probably had a good night's sleep, and it would be the first one he's had in days. He flew in on a red eye the other day. Look at him look to the inside down in turn 1. doesn't get it done, but he flew in on a red eye, didn't have any sleep, was several seconds off the pace, and he was talking to Lou Gelati saying, I just think I've lost it, I don't have it anymore. And Lou saying, hey, Tommy, you just need to rest. You need to get your hands on this thing. Get it out of your mind, get some sleep, you'll be fine. He must have had a good night's sleep last night.
It's the best I've seen him drive, Brian, in quite a long time. He's not making many mistakes, and he's being very, very aggressive here. I think he'll get that position before this is over.
Well, it certainly looks like it. He certainly seems to be the quicker car. Gelati has his hands full in full defense mode. Curran continues to lead, but only by a second this time.
Introducing the 2007 Cadillac CTS Bose Edition, complete with sunroof, Bose sound system, 3.6-liter engine, and wood and leather trim. It's everything you need now to play at full volume. See your local Cadillac dealer for this amazing offer.
And what you give is what you get.
It takes one amazing tire to make the pros of the SCCA Speed World Challenge celebrate like this. Maybe it's because the same technology used in our RA1 racing tire inspires advancements in every tire we make. From our high-performance Proxys to our open country truck and SUV tires. No matter what you drive, Toyo has a performance tire that's right for you. Toyo tires, driven to perform.
Hi, I'm Keith Hernandez.
And I'm Walt Clyde Frazier.
What a marvelous night for the action.
Let's go to the play-by-play.
Oh, there's Mr. Graybeard approaching Miss Hottie. Oh, no.
Rejected.
Clyde, that's gotta hurt.
Yeah, no play for Mr. Gray. Get that man our Just for Men brush-in color gel.
It's specially formulated to penetrate coarse facial hair and gets rid of gray in 5 easy minutes.
Home run. Another win with Just for Men.
Introducing the 2007 Cadillac CTS Bose Edition, complete with sunroof, Bose sound system, 3.6-liter engine, and wood and leather trim. It's everything you need now to play at full volume. See your local Cadillac dealer for this amazing offer.
And what you give is what you get.
Here is the battle that we have been following. Tommy Dreese got by Gelati, but Gelati is still hunting and coming back after him. Eric Curran leads by a second, but Aschenbach over a second quicker than Curran in that last lap. But this is the closest battle on the track, and certainly the most entertaining right now. Is it's one of those deals. I mean, Dreese got by, but sometimes when you're behind somebody, you actually go a little quicker, and Gelati has responded. But look at this big pass, Doris.
Well, I told you, I thought that Dreese was going to get by. He was really hounding. Oh, a little twitch on the braking. Gelati did a great save right there. Tommy Dreese's doing a great job of driving today, and this is the best I've seen. Like I say, he's being aggressive, but he's not making errors, and he's got a guy like Michael Gelati, 5-time champion, really showing him the ropes, giving him everything he's got.
Here's that battle as they come onto the front straight. Dreese third, Gelati fourth, Safronis fifth. Brian?
You know, Tommy Dreese is in the business of making those cardboard cutouts that sit in the movie theaters. That's what his company does. The movie on the side of his car right now is next, and it almost speaks for what he's been doing on the racetrack. Gelati was next. Can Aschenbach be next? Guys, we're running out of time, I believe.
We are. We're very close here, and the margin between second and third is about 7 seconds. So I don't think, unless he gets some help, that he's going to have another next. But boy, what a drive to get him up onto the podium if it sticks. And we anticipate next time by start finish, Brian, it will be the white flag. So Dreese quickly running out of time, but looks like we may. Well, here's Pobst, and we're on the end of this train. He's running in 7th, but I thought I saw Safronis taking a run at Gelati for what would be 4th too. So we'll keep an eye on that as well. Meanwhile, Pilgrim now, Safronis obviously didn't get it done, lost some momentum, and he has dropped back into the clutches now of Pilgrim. So that's one of the problems. If you don't get the pass made and it kills your momentum, suddenly the guy that's 5 car lengths back is all over you.
Plus, they're running so hard right now that they're making little errors. They're not driving quite as cleanly. You'll see the cars twitching around a little bit. They're missing up a little, and their lap times drop down, and y'all get, you can't help it because you got so much pressure on you from behind. You know, these little errors happen. You get in a little too deep, and it's a pretty slippery racetrack still.
Meanwhile, Kern responded. As I said, Aschenbach the previous lap was over a second faster than Kern. This last lap, Kern turned a 2:11 flat to Aschenbach's 2:11.3, and he's opened it up again by another 0.3 of a second. And as we said, we expect a white flag this time by, so Eric Kern has just got to hang on for one more lap. But what a story for Aschenbach, winning the first driver ever in World Challenge history to win the championship as a rookie, makes the step to a full-out factory program, and is in a position, or was in a position, to maybe win this thing. What a story. There's the white flag.
This is huge for Lawson. You know, a young man like that, and you've got to in with General Motors on the Cadillac team. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
That's just monstrous for him.
Which then, how huge is this if Kern hangs on to win in this independent program, beating a factory program like this? His first time in a big low horsepower car in some 5 years.
Yeah, I mean, he's done a great job. I mean, don't take it away. I said he was 16 seconds out front, and that was too much lead, and it really is too much lead. But boy, I'm telling you, he's in control of this race.
On board now with Andy Pilgrim, currently sits in the 6th spot. That's Sofronis in front, who got loose, but it's so tough to pass. This is a very busy section of track. Right in front of Sofronis is Galati, and then just a little bit clear of Galati is Dreese, who I think is the other big story of this
is the run down the hip, and the sun's going to be right in their eyes in the brakes. And look, everybody going defensive to the inside, not to leave the inside open.
Oh, Pilgrim thought about it, and Sofronis saw him and just moved over on him. And if we're on board one of the cars as they head into 17, you'll see why it's called Sunset Bend, because it is blinding at this time of day as they head in here. This is a great battle.
Those two places that you just talked about, right going down to the hairpin and into 17. Now, look at the inside. Pilgrim doesn't have enough yet.
Ooh, but Sofronis, when he moved over.
It's wide. Now, this is tricky through here because you can't do it quite flat out. You might get him right here.
Now, don't get too greedy going into tower turn.
There's the bump I'm talking about. You hit that bump and the car wants to jump off and get into that field.
Sofronis got through that very nicely, and that may have been the difference in this battle right now, heading into what they call Bishop Bend, which is this sort of double apex left. Meanwhile, out front, Eric Kern does continue to hold off Aschenbach. As a matter of fact, that last lap, he picked up another 0.3 of a second. It's about 1.6 seconds at the line last time. And for the last time into Sunset Bend, Kern bends it in. Big bumps right in the middle of the turn. There it is. Did a nice job through there. Dorsey, Eric Kern's going to do it.
Yes, he is. He's going to do it soundly.
The Whelen Engineering Corvette, Eric Kern back in GT with a first time in GT with a full season program and wins it. Meanwhile, on board with Pilgrim. Sofronis a little loose, runs wide, but gets the power back down. Pilgrim comes up. He got a better run off the corner, but not enough. Sofronis is going to hang on, and Sofronis will end up on the podium. But it's Kern, Aschenbach, and again, Tommy Dreese, one of his best drives, I think.
Great drive for a third place for Tommy Dreese. And you know what? Maybe that talk that Lou gave him did some good, because, I mean, he was on the money today.
That time?
Yeah, he's going to do a little smoke, a little slide for life.
Yeah, well,
drift competition
He doesn't need to conserve the drive line anymore.
No, he doesn't. He does need to get back to the start line.
Yep, Dreese coming by, saying hi. All the guys giving him a wave. That's class act. There's Glady Popes and the rest of the gang. Eric Kern, he got his first couple of wins in touring cars, and he said, I liked it, but boy, I love the horsepower. And does he? Unbelievable. So we'll be back and visit with our winner and tell you any more stories that we discover. It was a good season opener here. Exciting. The crowd loved it. So did we. We'll be right back.
Tonight on the Speed Report, did the car of tomorrow make the grade in its first competitive race? And with Mark Martin at his side, see the beginning of Ricky Carmichael's four-wheeled career. The Speed Report, 7 Eastern, only on Speed.
2 words can say a lot. All-star. Most wanted. World class. Especially when you add the surprisingly loaded, incomparable Mazda 3, now with 2 more impressive words. Exceptional offer. For the first time ever, get 1.8% APR financing for 36 months on the 2007 Mazda 3 sedan or 5-door. In other words, get here.
Why can the sharpest knives cut through anything? The secret's in the steel. And now the indestructible steel that creates the sharpest knives has been forged into a razor. Introducing the Infinity Razor. With blades so sharp and durable, it comes with a lifetime replacement guarantee. Carbon-injected steel is fused with tungsten carbide, so every razor stays new blade sharp. This is the last razor you ever have to buy. To prove it, we shaved grit off sandpaper and then shaved through this 3-day-old stubble. It shaved kissably smooth. Why spend hundreds on replacement blades when the Infinity Razor will last a lifetime? Call now and your Infinity Razor is only $19.95 with a double guarantee, a lifetime replacement guarantee, and a 30-day money-back guarantee. Call right now and we'll double your order. Buy one, get one free. Plus, we'll add this Infinity Micro Trimmer, a $15 value free, and this 7-inch chef's knife, a $30 value free. It's an $85 value, only $19.95. Call now.
Wednesday, the most tricked-out show on television sizzles on Speed. Unique whips with some of the wildest rides and the hottest celebrities. Will Castro whips stars cars into shape. Unique whips, Wednesday night, 10 Eastern, only on Speed. And there is a shot of our winner. That is Eric Kern, the Wheel and Engineering Chevrolet Corvette. And as a matter of fact, he gets the B&M Coolest Move of the Race Award. And Dorsey, it's basically his move right there at the start.
Man, he let everybody know on the get-go, if you're going to win this race, you're going to have to step to the plate because I'm going to take off. And boy, did he. Up to 16 seconds, he had the lead.
I was going to say, I think he could extend that cool move of the race to that opening lap where he was 4 seconds faster than anybody else. He is in pit lane. He's going to be getting out of the car, and Brian Till will find him when we come back to Sebring International Raceway and chat with this remarkable young driver.
You got me. Teeth!
Introducing the 2007 Cadillac CTS Bose Edition, complete with sunroof, Bose sound system, 3.6-liter engine, and wood and leather trim. It's everything you need now to play at full volume. See your local Cadillac dealer for this amazing offer.
And what you give is what you get.
It has a 6-liter, 48-valve V12 engine with 510 horsepower. Electronic active roll suspension. Custom leather seats with 6 levels of massage. A voice command navigation system. And it all means nothing. Unless you have the right tires. For drivers who want to get the most out of their cars, it's Bridgestone or nothing.
Introducing the 2007 Cadillac CTS Bose Edition, complete with sunroof, Bose sound system, 3.6-liter engine, and wood and leather trim. It's everything you need now to play at full volume. See your local Cadillac dealer for this amazing offer.
And what you give is what you get.
Tonight on the Speed Report, did the car of tomorrow make the grade in its first competitive race? And with Mark Martin at his side, see the beginning of Ricky Carmichael's four-wheeled career. The Speed Report, 7 Eastern, only on Speed.
He is the heir apparent and the face of the two-wheel revolution. All James Stewart has to do now is live up to the hype. Supercross Dallas coverage begins next Sunday, 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific, only on Speed.
We are back at Sebring, and the crowd on hand here just saw a fascinating race from the monster drive by Curran early to the yellow and everything that involved that. But the big story has got to be, Brian Till, Eric Curran.
Greg, it didn't take Eric Curran very long to make his presence felt here in World Challenge GT competition. Eric, so new that even wearing Sonny Whelan's driving suit, congratulations. You made it look easy, but something tells me it wasn't. The conditions had to be just incredibly difficult.
They were. You know, honestly, when I saw these conditions of a damn track, I love these conditions. I don't know what it is. I look forward to it, and obviously, I pushed harder than all these guys did in these kind of conditions. But this wheeling Corvette was just amazing today. I mean, we didn't need that double yellow, but, you know, obviously, you know, I pushed hard in the beginning, but the track was slippery enough that it didn't abuse the tires, and then I, you know, just kind of ran at a pretty conservative pace and tried not to hurt it just in case what happened. And my car was moving around a bit more when I was trying to get away from Lawson, and he was pushing hard and he was in my mirror. So I can't thank these guys enough. This whole program for me is a week old, and you know, I love GT cars. I used to drive GT. I used to drive a Corvette in GT, and now I'm back in it. And you know, I love touring cars as well, but this is just great. I love the V8 horsepower, and obviously I love to win. So maybe I made it look easy today, but it wasn't as easy as it looked.
Are we going to see you all season long in this Corvette?
You'll see me all season. Sorry, guys.
He's apologizing to everybody else. He was so strong today, guys. No reason to think that he will not be a threat to be up there all season long, Greg.
I think around the eyes he's going to be wrinkled a lot this year with the grin he's going to be carrying. Let's take a look at our unofficial results. Kern, Aschenbach, Greasy, Galati. That restart was phenomenal. Safronis up into the top 5. Pilgrim, Popes, Archer, kind of a surprise really. Brian Smith moving up from an SRT4 Dodge in touring cars with that kind of a run. Impressive there as well. And you take a look at the rest of the field here, just an absolutely phenomenal opening round to this championship. And for Peterson, Hayner, and the like, Gelati, McCann, obviously tough problems for them. But I think one of the drives of the day has got to go to Tommy Dreese, Brian.
Yeah, Tommy Dreese. Lou Gelati said you finally got a good night's sleep. You go fast in the race car. How much fun was it?
Hey guys, speed, everybody. I know you don't have a lot of time. Thank you very much, Lacey. We did it. Podium, everybody in Hollywood. Next, the movie, go see it.
What were the conditions like out there, Tommy, as you're picking off cars? We were talking about Next, the movie, next in line. You kept moving up. How difficult was it?
I went off twice, and I got so excited that I just drove right off the track, and I had to start all over twice. The yellow came out. It was good timing. These guys are such professionals. They, you know, we banged doors a little bit, but it was clean. What a great series. Thank you, guys. On the podium.
Tommy Dreese, excited? Can you believe that, Greg?
That he's excited? The guy lives that way. And that's great. Here's a look right now at the points. Eric Kern, again, he qualified second, then swept bonus point in the race, so he takes the lead. Aschenbach, Dreese, Galati, Safronis, how they finished. It's just a matter of the swing. Sebring, airport circuit, kind of wide open. Next round in about a month, Long Beach.
Long Beach, a street fight. It's going to be unbelievable when they get out there. It was really neat today to see a big field of GT cars, 10 rookies. They learned a lot today. When they go to Long Beach, a completely different environment, no doubt about that, but it's going to be entertaining.
And keep in mind, not a lot of track time at Long Beach, and a lot of concrete barriers and the like. It's going to be an interesting race. Well, it is St. Patty's Day weekend after all coming up, so and spring break. I mean, this place is a destination now for this race weekend. And there is Lawson Aschenbach making the move to congratulate Eric Kern. A great story for Lawson, too, with that performance, showing that stepping up to the factory program, this kid's for real.
This is a good racetrack and a good place for these cars. Like I say, we go to Long Beach next, and that's a tight racetrack, a street course. There will be a war, believe me.
Obviously, the points battle is going to be a good one, and you're not going to want to miss it. So make sure you tune in from Long Beach. Congratulations to Eric Kern. What a win.
They call it the Great White North. Hi, I'm Tommy Kendall, and today Test Drive takes to the seas as we ride the Bowen Island Ferry from Bowen Island